welcome to StreetMotoZ. Today we're going to talk about Kawasaki, Honda, Suzuki, and Yamaha. Can we have cruise control on our sport bikes, please? Some sport bikes have cruise control, but not all do. Most of the premium sport bikes, like the leader bikes, have cruise control. Really, about only half of them do. The other half don't. And you know, with sport bikes, sometimes it's really nice to have it. I know, like the Ninja 650 I'm riding right now does not have cruise control, nor is it even an option available when you buy one. If you order one, you can't get it for that motorcycle. You can't get it for most all of the Ninjas except for the very premium ones. I know the Aprilia bikes do have cruise control on their 600 series bikes and their larger bikes. Now some would say, well, it's a sports bike, it's not supposed to have cruise control. Oh my gosh, it's a sports bike. Oh my gosh, let's not put cruise control on a sports bike because they're only meant for the track. Well, I'll have to say that sport bikes are meant for the road, for the street, for the highways and byways. Some of them are good for track, but usually once you get them for track, then you add all kinds of custom mods to them to make them more track worthy. So most sports bikes, I believe, should have cruise control. Many owners of sports bikes do take their sports bike on a trip, anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours to go somewhere. They might want to go to the mountains and ride in the mountains on their sports bike. And usually most people don't live in the mountains. They have to ride up to the mountains or ride over to the mountains to get to them. They want to find the twisty roads, so it takes a little bit to get there. A lot of people do like to ride to see their friends or to meet up with other bike riders, and sometimes that involves getting on the highway. And it would be nice to be able to put cruise control on when you're on the highway. Now there are other options if you don't have cruise control. Like if you have a Ninja 650 or a Suzuki or some other 600 series bike and you don't have cruise control, a ZX6R, you want to go cruising, you want to get somewhere, and you're going to be on the highway and you're going to need a little bit of a rest for your wrists, you can install a few things. They have throttle locks that you can install, and that locks your throttle once you get it to a certain position. If you're on hills, you may go a little slower on the uphill and a lot faster on the downhill. There are also things called cramp busters, which you can put on your throttle and adjust it and lay your hand on there. Once you let go, the throttle of course goes back to the zero position, but that does help too. And then I've learned recently there are O-rings that you can buy of a certain size that fit over your throttle end cap that you can slide to fit between your throttle end cap and your throttle. You can just roll it over and it will hold your throttle in position. It's kind of like a throttle lock. I ordered some of those. I'm going to give them a try, see how they work out. I'll probably do a video on them when I get them. And I was wondering why cruise control is not offered on many of these bikes. It may have a little bit to do with the type of throttle you have. I know some are electronic, some are cable driven. That is probably a good reason. The cable driven throttles would require more of a manual type cruise control, which is really expensive, and a lot of the electronic throttles work a lot better with a cruise control. That may be the reason. At least it would be nice to have some options available. So if I wanted to get a 600 or 700 or 800 series bike and I wanted to have cruise control on it, it would be nice to have an option available, but these manufacturers don't even have an option available for you. You're going to have to go to the aftermarket, and hopefully one will exist in the aftermarket. I would just like to say to Kawasaki, Honda, Suzuki, and Yamaha, could you please give us some cruise control options on our sports bikes?